Hey guys! And welcome to another episode of BookTube. That's Yoli.
And that's Shelby. And today we're going to talk about some new books to the library, but we're going to start off with some light, breezy summer reads. The first book that we're going to talk about today is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. You have the main character, her name is Nora, and she is a literary agent. So she's in the book world. She reads that's just her life. Like, she's constantly reading. And I think that she's probably a little high-strung. She has a sister, though, named Libby. And Libby decides that this summer she wants her and her sister to take a vacation together.
And chill out.
Yeah, she wants her sister to chill. And so, she's thinking of like, oh, this is going to be nice and relaxing, and I'm going to have picnics and meadows, and maybe I'll meet
Somebody.
a little handsome whoever. But the only person she keeps running into is Charlie. And she already knows Charlie from back in the city. And it says it would be a meet cute if not for the fact that they've met many times before and it's never been cute.
Oh.
So
But maybe they just need to give each other a chance.
maybe so. Oh, and he's an editor.
Oh, they're both in the
Charlie's
book world.
an editor. So yeah, they probably run in the same circles back.
They're both high-strung.
I think so.
They just need to both chill out a little bit.
Cool it.
Yeah, get to know one another, have a normal conversation.
They went, I think she maybe lives in New York, but they went to North Carolina for the vacation.
Oh.
So, I mean, she kind of
Went.
left.
Yeah.
And there he was, Charlie,
Well,
just standing on a street corner.
They just need to talk then.
I guess they will. Really does sound like this is something that I do want to read just because, like I said, so many people are talking about it right now and they're saying it is a wonderful book and their favorite Emily Henry book so far.
Oh.
So it's definitely on my list. If you would like to check out Book Lovers, you can come by the library and pick it up.
The next book we're going to talk about is called The Summer Place by Jeneva Weiner. This book has a 22-year-old named Ruby,
Okay.
and her stepmom is named Sarah. So Ruby gets a pandemic boyfriend.
What is that?
I guess they just met during the whole...
Like, were people still tendering during that time?
Yeah, 22-year-old Ruby got herself a pandemic boyfriend, and now they're going to get married. And Sarah, her stepmom, is kind of like in shock about that. And Ruby is like 3 months away. Let's get married 3 months away. So yeah, it's like
That's quick.
It's quick. And then you have Veronica, who is Sarah's mom, that is like just so happy about it, and she's all for the wedding, and she thinks it's going to be like a perfect time to bring the family together at this beach house that she plans on selling, but let's have a last hurrah with the wedding at.
I feel like, is it really ever a good time to bring everyone together?
There's always
Something goes
something that will happen,
Yeah.
So anyway, they come all together to this beach house, and apparently there is a bunch of secrets that will be unveiled with each of the characters, because you have Veronica, who I believe she was...
Her sister.
Yeah, she had something going on with her meddling sister that she has to revisit choices she made long ago in a different life. So maybe she was like a different person.
Wait, didn't it say she was an author?
Yeah, like a
Okay.
popular novelist.
So she was probably, famous and had money and maybe made some bad choices.
Yeah,
Okay.
acted a certain way. So you have Veronica dealing with that, and then you have Sarah, who I'm assuming is like the main character, who it kind of revolves around, the stepmom. Someone comes up that I guess at one point was a boyfriend or some kind of in that area, because she said that he reappears from her past, and it was a could have been situation.
Ooh, juicy.
Yeah, and then she has her husband Eli, who apparently in the past did something wrong and is still dealing with it. And I'm assuming in their relationship, like...
Ooh, what if she had someone that she regrets not being with, but in the meantime, he was
He was like,
with or had an affair and cheated on her or something.
so Eli's dealing with that. Sarah has this reappearance of this guy, and then Veronica's sister comes along and they have problems.
All while planning a wedding and
All
selling
when
a house
trying to plan a happy wedding at a beach house.
before selling it.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you have a lot of things happening,
That's a
and
lot.
it states, it might leave things not the same. Oh, and then Sarah apparently has a twin brother that's dealing with some issues as well, contemplating big questions about who he is. And hopefully he can resolve them during this trip.
He's got to find his identity?
I guess being a twin is hard.
I guess.
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't know.
I don't know either.
But
But
that sounds like there's a lot going on.
there is
and
definitely a lot. When I read it, I was like, whoa, this is a lot for one little trip to a beach house. It sounds very interesting. Lots going on. If you'd be interested to read it and see what happens, come check it out at our library.
The next book we're going to talk about is Meant to Be by Emily Giffin. This is her very newest one, like hot off the press. I mean, it's
smoking.
hot right now.
Yeah.
This one, we have the Kingsley family, and they're what is considered American royalty, even though we don't really have that here. In 1967, Joseph Kingsley dies tragically, it says. He was a military hero, a political,
Figure.
yes, that. And it doesn't really say how he dies, but he does. And so then Joe the Third is expected to,
Step up.
yes, but he a little wild and crazy.
Oh.
And his demeanor might not be fit quite yet for royalty. Like maybe he's got a little growing up to do. We also have Kate, who she kind of grew up a little rough. She gets discovered at 16 for her beautiful face and as a model.
Okay.
So she's like, this is my ticket out of this lifestyle that I've grown up in, and I can change my life, basically. And then she crosses paths with Joe the Third.
The wild hair not fit for royalty yet. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just says, can their relationship survive the glare of the spotlight and the so-called Kingsley curse?
Yeah. I'm sure it's not, people aren't happy about it, especially in his family. They're probably like, who is that?
Yeah, you need to marry like this Ivy League girl that is from royalty as
Fits
well.
our family better.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that they truly are in love, and I mean, I guess we'll have to see. It says meant
Maybe
to
she
be.
levels him out into like a better person, calms him
Maybe
down.
so.
Maybe he's what she needs as far as like just being loved and cared for
Yeah.
and shown that. Maybe she wasn't actually shown that. So
No,
maybe
I
they're
don't
good.
think she was. Maybe
But
they are a good
They just
fit.
need to be accepted.
So I kind of feel like the people around them need to come to terms with the fact that they are in love and it's real, and they're just going to have to accept it,
Yeah.
whether they do or not. I don't know. That could be part of the.
It's part of the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I've read a few of her books in the past, and they've always been amazing. So I don't expect this one to be any less. So if you would like to read Meant to Be by Emily Giffin, you can just stop by the library and pick it up.
The next book that we're going to talk about is called Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. This book is apparently all over the internet right now.
I've been seeing it.
And a lot of people are talking about it. It takes place in the 1960s, and we have the character Elizabeth, who is a chemist. And back then in the 1960s, it really wasn't a normal career
For a
path
female.
for a female.
Yeah.
She's in like an all-male group at this institute. I think it was Hastings. Yeah, Hastings Research Institute. And that most of them don't take her seriously.
Probably not.
So, except there is one. His name is Calvin, and he is interested in her. He actually likes her
Her
for her
brain.
mind. Yeah. So they do fall in love. They do get married, but then it says just like science, things change and sometimes don't work out.
Aw.
So they end up getting a divorce. They have kids. So now she is a single mom in the 1960s, which is also not typical, normal.
No. Yeah.
She's a single mom, but then she develops a cooking show that like gets very popular, and I believe they called it Supper at 6. And she makes it big, and she starts getting known and famous for her cooking show. And I believe even though it's getting popular, it's also kind of frowned upon, and it's like some people don't necessarily like it because she's, again, not the usual female in this time period.
She's pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, she's pushing the boundaries for sure. So people aren't happy about that, but then you have a lot of females and other people out there that are like rooting her on, and they're seeing
Yeah.
like we can actually, don't have to be this way, and we don't have to follow this typical path. Like we can do what we want, kind of way. A woman back in the
Kind
day
of
that is,
paving the way for
Yeah.
other women to not be stuck in this
Bubble,
mold
yeah.
of what.
If you would like to read it, because it is very popular right now, and
Yeah, and people have good things to say about it.
so come check it out from our library and give it a try.
The next book we're going to talk about is One of Us is Dead by Jeneva Rose. And I read her last one, The Perfect Marriage, and it was really, really good. And so, of course, when I saw she was coming out with a new one, I was like, I have to read that. And I already have.
Yeah.
So in this book it's very catty and very backstabby. These women, I mean, I don't want to say all of them, but one in particular is horrible, and the other ones kind of have to be, but they don't necessarily want to be, if that makes sense. So they're very rich. They live in this affluent community called Buckhead. They just live this lavish, luxurious life. They have chefs at home. I mean, the husbands work, and they're like, "Oh, honey, just go get your hair done,
Don't worry about anything.
and you don't worry about it. We have this party tonight, and I want you to look beautiful."
I need you to look
He
good.
probably would say that,
Yeah.
because they were kind of jerks too. We have Shannon, whose husband Bryce has left her for a younger woman. So Shannon's heartbroken, and she's angry too. She wants him back. She thinks she can get him back, but he's already remarried.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, he remarried quick to a girl named Crystal, and poor Crystal is just kind of thrown into this scenario, and she's just like,
Okay.
she's from Texas. I mean, look at us. We don't want any kind of drama.
Yeah. No.
And she's young, and she's just like,
I don't
I'm
know
just
what's
trying to-
going on here.
yeah, I'm just want to get along with these people. And then there's Jenny, and Jenny is a salon owner.
Okay.
So they all go to her.
She gets all the gossip.
She gets all the scoop.
Oh.
And she's the one that keeps them beautiful. But I do have to say, Jenny is also a peacemaker. So when somebody comes to her and is like, she's like,
Kind of calms
"Well."
them, brings them back down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because while you're hearing the whole story, you don't know who's gonna die. So it's the whole time you're like, which one of us is dead, but which one is it? You don't know.
Oh.
There were a couple times I was like,
Did she
What?
just do that?
exactly. Are you kidding me? It'll be here at the library on our new shelf. And if you would like to read it, come pick it up. Well, thank you for tuning in and listening to us talk about books that we know absolutely nothing about and that we haven't read.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoy it, and it puts a smile on your face.
It puts a smile on mine.
It puts a smile on
Yeah,
mine.
it's fun. That was all the books that we wanted to talk about for today on this episode. I'll go ahead and list them in the description below with our website that you can check out to see what we have available and also just see the programs we have going on, because we do a lot of fun stuff here.
Yes, the library's where it's at.
Yeah, it's poppin'.
Hoppin' and poppin'.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to give our channel a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.